Sir, my cousin got 700 points in her leaving cert. That must mean she's really smart, right?
That's a very good question. Many people associate intelligence with how academically smart someone is. However, intelligence is not just the ability to retain facts and figures.
Intelligence? What does that mean?
Well, there are actually many different types, such as animal, plant, secret, and artificial. But human intelligence is what you were talking about. You see, the problem is that there are many misconceptions about intelligence. There is no one universally accepted definition of intelligence, but strong similarities exist between definitions. These include a person's interaction and adaptation to their environment, and their ability to succeed in some goal or objective. Here's just one definition that was agreed on by 52 experts.
But how do we know if we are intelligent?
Well, we can measure how intelligent someone is by a number of tests which have been created. You know, some people may seem very intelligent, but that's not always the case. Some people may be intelligent in some areas and not others.
Did you create the tests?
No. Look here. These are some of the theories around intelligence.
Theories?
Yes, Francis Galton, he believed intelligence could be inherited. Alfred Binet was the father of the IQ test. Charles Spearman, he created the G factor.
Bennett, who's he?
Binet.
Yeah, him.
He was seen as the father of IQ testing and created the IQ test.
What's an IQ test?
An IQ test is a standardized test combining cognitive ability testing. Although this is the most commonly used test, its labeling, as you can see, is very subjective.
So is it bad?
No, it's good in relation to its ability to test all ages. Here you can see the 5 factors.
So there can be advantages and disadvantages?
Yes, the good points are that it can predict success in a variety of activities. It also highlights people's hidden talents and it improves education and skill development. The bad points are that it doesn't test all situations that show intelligent behaviours. They're not always accurate and they typically only measure verbal and mathematical abilities.
Where does all this information about intelligence come from?
Intelligence is a very interesting area and as a result it has been studied by many experts over the past 100 years or so. A man named Charles Spearman believed that people who perform well in one cognitive test tended to perform well on other tests, while those who scored badly in one test tended to score badly in others. He used a technique known as factor analysis to examine a number of mental aptitude tests. This is known as the G factor.
Sorry, did you say the X factor?
Of course not, I said the G factor. Now pay attention. Spearman concluded that intelligence is a person's general cognitive ability that can be measured and numerically expressed. Over the last 100 years, this has been the general accepted definition of intelligence, as it is the most tested and validated study of intelligence. However, another theorist, Louis Thurstone, believed intelligence could be viewed as 7 different primary mental abilities.
Wow, they are 2 very different views of intelligence.
Well, we're not finished there. One of the most popular theories over the last 10 to 15 years, especially in education, is Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence. Gardner's view was that numerically measuring intelligence was not a full and accurate depiction of an individual's ability. Instead, he described multiple intelligences that were a better measure of a person's skills and abilities, as displayed by Jordan in the following cartoon. Gardner's original theory proposed 7 distinct intelligences, and he later added 2 more, naturalist and existential. Despite the fact that this is a well-received theory, it is important to note that it is difficult to assess in an actual test, and therefore the evidence base for this theory is very weak.
I'm not sure how much more of this I can take.
Mary, we're nearly there, so stay with me on this. While Sternberg agreed with Gardner that intelligence is much broader than a single general ability, he differs in that he believed intelligence is how well an individual adapts to environmental changes over their lifetime. Sternberg's triarchic theory of intelligence assumes 3 distinct areas of intelligence. Like Spearman, there is substantial evidence-based data to support this theory. You'll be glad to hear we're almost there. The last type of intelligence which we will discuss is emotional, arguably one of the most important.
Yeah, because I think I'm going to cry.
Very funny, Mary. Emotional intelligence is different to all the other areas of intelligence in that it is the ability to perceive, understand, and control one's emotions. Some experts believe that emotional intelligence is an innate characteristic, while others believe it can be learned and strengthened. Emotional intelligence is made up of 4 branches.
Remember when you were young? How the world was filled with art, music, and creativity, instead of iPads, smartphones, and HD TVs. You didn't know it then, but along with experiencing all the joy, fun, and freedom, you were developing important life skills, like divergent thinking, problem solving, and innovation. Creativity scores have significantly decreased since 1990, especially with children in kindergarten through 6th grade. Because of an emphasis on core curriculum and accountabilities, music and the arts have been pushed into the corners, if offered at all. This is especially troubling when you consider that CEOs in a global study picked creativity over all other leadership qualities. Employees feel similarly, as creativity is regarded as one of the top 3 personality traits most important to career success. We all have creative potential, says Mark Runco, PhD, Director of the University of Georgia's Torrance Center for Creativity and Talent Development. Our job as parents and teachers is to help kids fulfill it. Isn't it time for a change?
Look at those famous creative people who dropped out of school and college.
Wow, even Elton John.
Yeah, studies have shown that kids are more creative when they're young, but this decreases as they get older.
What? But how does that happen?
Well, Sir Ken Robinson believed that we don't grow into creativity, we actually grow out of it, or rather we get educated out of it.
You mean that our school does that?
Not only us, but parents too.
Oh yeah, I always wanted to be an artist, but my parents told me that I would never get a job out of it.
And at schools, everything is exam focused and based around getting the most points for college to get the right job that pays well.
How can I be creative?
If you're not prepared to be wrong, you'll never come up with anything original. When kids grow up, they are frightened of being wrong, so they lose their creativity.
So to be creative, we must lose our fear of being wrong.
Exactly.
Shouldn't creativity be used more in all schools?
Yes, look at how successful the creative dropouts are doing now. All organisations want creative people rather than those who have simply achieved the highest points in the Leaving Cert.
Okay, carpe diem.
Get back here, Mary.
Woohoo! I'm a college man! I won't need my high school diploma anymore! I am too smart! I am too smart! I am too smart! I am too smart! S-M-R-T! I mean S-M-A-R-T!